Hey guys, it's Danielle with Danielle Gets It Done, and today we are talking to the dads of emotionally complex children.
Gonna love you, honey, on and on and on. I'm a morning dove singing out a song.
Last video in the series, we talked to moms, kind of a Dear Mom video, and because Father's Day is coming up, we wanted to kind of address the dads, and I thought I would kind of tell you about how my husband and I have kind of dealt with James differently, kind of dealt with the news differently. It's been interesting in how different our reactions have been, or maybe not even different, but the timeline. So I'll get into all that later. And I've talked to a few other women, and we've really related with each other over how we and our husbands have dealt with things differently. So let's get right into it. So James started to show some issues at daycare when he was 2 or 3. I will link that video above and below. I was an emotional wreck when his teachers started telling us that something seemed off. I hate to say this, but I'm keeping it real. I grieved the loss of a normal child. And I feel so guilty saying that because he is normal. It's just his brain is different, as is all of ours. But you want your child, sometimes you just want an average child. You just want them to have an easy time, and I mourned that loss. I took it very hard. I shed a lot of tears. It was hard on me. And my husband during that time was more defensive against the teachers and was just like, there's nothing wrong. So that's the first step, that's the first difference, is I was defensive at first as well, but before my husband came to grips with the reality that something was a little different. And he was slower to that conclusion and more, it's a school problem. His teachers just don't know how to deal with him. He's just a boy. He is fine. And we're gonna figure it out. Maybe we'll move schools, fix her. We're gonna figure it out. So while I was grieving and emotional and really sad, he was more, nothing's wrong, / defensive / it's gonna be okay, we're gonna figure it out. I think I spend more time with James. My husband and I both work full time, but he works more than me. He works probably 40 to 70 hours a week, and I'm 40, and he works the weekend. So on the weekends, it's James and me. So I do spend more time with James. So I think I just saw it more quickly than my husband. So that was step number 1. And then I just really dove in head first with research and therapy and appointments and paperwork and connecting with Tanya and with other people, whether it be on YouTube or friends in my personal life who've dealt with these issues. And I just dove in, and with connecting with others and realizing that this stuff is common, I really developed a peace that it was going to be okay. And I really developed a strength and advocated for James and just knew it's okay. It is okay. And I started to embrace what makes him tick and his differences. And some days are really hard. We got a call from his teacher or an email yesterday saying that it had been a really hard week, and I don't think I cried, but my tears welled up for sure. So it's not like I'm always okay. I'm just mostly okay. And while I started getting okay and feeling good about everything, I think is when my husband started to realize, wow, he finally started to believe and see that something was a little different with our son. So he was kind of been behind me, and he started getting a little depressed and mourning that loss of a normal boy, a normal child. And he got a little sad and angry and kind of removed, and I don't want to see my husband like that. That was hard for me, but it was kind of my chance to be the strong one. And so it was my turn to say, you know, Philip, it's going to be okay. Like, we have a plan. We're following the plan. He is okay. He is amazing. And so our roles kind of shifted. I started with the grieving, and he said it was going to be okay. And then I went through that whole process. Then he started with the grieving, and I was the strong person. I was kind of the backbone saying, we're gonna get through this, everything is fine. And now I feel like we're kind of in the same spot. And I hope telling that story might be helpful to some of you. Like I said, I've talked to several people, and it's kind of been a pattern, and I want to be careful with oversimplifying gender roles and differences between moms and dads. But I do think, generally, I think that moms do spend more time with their children, and so they'll kind of see the differences first, and dads are a little bit more behind. And so if you can relate to this at all, I hope that it gives you comfort that you are not alone. And I also it was good that I went through it first, because I could have compassion for my husband when he was feeling a little blue about it, and I could really empathize and relate and kind of just give him space and not be like, you know, snap out of it. It's fine. It's going to be okay. It was so fresh for me. And so I really understood what he was going through and could tell him it's going to be okay, but I could kind of give him the space because I really understood what emotions he was feeling, because I had gone through that same thing. So it was nice that I could kind of understand, I guess, even though, I don't know. I also do think it was nice we were staggered, because at the beginning I leaned on him, and at the end he leaned on me, and so there was always a person who was a little bit stronger, which was, I think, helpful. So happy Father's Day. So again, I hope that was helpful. If you can relate, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you are new, and we hope to see you next time. Whatever your plans are today, I hope you get them done. Bye, guys.